All right. I I feel like making a video. So that's what I'm going to do here. 5 games into the season, I figure I'll do another one at 10 games in, another 15, or, when the 17, I'll might as well. So 5, 10, and then 17. And, yeah, uh, break down what's going on in the season. The first 4 games, relatively easy, relatively. The last one I took on the Niners, and it was tough. You can see at the top there, it was 35-31 win there. They jumped out to a 14-0 lead. At halftime, I was able to bring it back, so I was down 14-21, and I received at halftime, was able to tie it up with my first drive of the second half, but they quickly scored again. I took my time going down to tie it up at 28, and they were going to wear down the clock and kick a field goal, or at least kick a field goal. So I had to struggle at the 2-minute warning, calling some timeouts, held them to a field goal, and I got the ball back. You can see I ended up scoring, and yeah, that was that. Got that, and I think they had like 20 or 35 seconds left after I scored, and they quickly burned through their timeouts, and they ran out of time. Just threw up a hail Jesus kind of throw at the end. Nobody caught it in the end zone, and that's how that one ended there. So that one was pretty fun, pretty exciting, but just to look at my schedule, I haven't really been blowing anybody out, and this is on All Pro, so not I'm not a talented player here. Uh, Barely squeaked out this one against the Bills here. I think at the end I kicked a field goal to make it look a little bit better than it was. Beat the Rams by a touchdown. Beat the Lions by 10. This one was kind of crazy because Goff threw a couple interceptions, and then when they were marching down the field, they fumbled. So it was a lot of turnovers that really helped me out on this one. If they didn't have those turnovers, it might be a different story. The Commanders was actually dominating them for the most part. I thought I was really getting the team on track in this one, but they made a couple of big plays. Jahan Dotson, who just got traded to the Eagles, made a couple of big plays, couldn't be tackled. And then the Niners, it just came down to the wire, and I wasn't sure I was even going to win this one. So that's how that one's going. And then this one, you can see I played it 3 times. I was trying to figure out if I should do this on All Pro, if I should do this on All Madden, if I should do it where I just control the offense. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna play it on All Pro. I'm gonna play offense and defense, and here we are. Now, if I keep winning, especially against a team like the Packers, Dolphins, and Niners again, I might have to up the difficulty, even though I'll probably get destroyed on All Madden, especially with my team and my talent level and how I can't play any defense. Uh, but if I just score a touchdown every time I'm on offense and try to control the clock, whether I want to no huddle or what have you, wear out the clock, then hopefully the computer makes a mistake or has to settle for a field goal, and that's how I'll win. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. So now I want to check out the stats. I'm not quite sure where I'm at, so we'll see how this is. A 124 rating, pretty good, but this is not like insane stats for 5 games. Under 1,000 yards passing. pretty good completion percentage, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and I think those 2 interceptions actually came in the first game. I think I had 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions in the first game, and then cleaned things up after that. Getting sacked quite a bunch, but this is a spread it out run and shoot here, so I imagine that's going to happen, especially with not the best offensive line. Been pretty dominant with Connor, even though I have taken him out for Benson a few times, because you can see here he fumbled, and every time he fumbles, it's not because I put it on aggressive running or anything like that. It's where I just trucked a guy or something and he fumbled, and I was like, I don't get why he fumbled. Benson has like a 95 carry, so I just switch it out. And you can see that they both have over a 6 yard average per run. And not that it matters, but Harrison has an 8.5 and Milton 16, but they only have a couple runs. But with these guys getting that amount of running and having over almost a 7 yard average for Benson, pretty good. Pretty good on the break tackles, and yards after contact is pretty good too. Especially since I'm not always trying to just make big plays. I'm actually using these guys to try to mainly trying to run over their corners and their safeties to just wear out their secondary so I can throw all over them. But anyway, let's look at the receiving. You can see there's not really a main target other than Harrison seems to be running away with some of the catches and yards, but that's probably because he's gets open on the deep stuff a bit more. But you can see 16, 12, 13, and 13 here, throwing up even quite a bit to the running back here. I guess I gotta try to get fourth receiver a little bit more into it. I guess it doesn't matter. The fourth receiver can split it with the running back. But yeah, there's not like, oh, who am I gonna guard? Because it's pretty evenly spread out. I guess you'd want to shut down Marvin because he's getting the most yards, but you can see that Dell has a 21-yard average, Mechie has a 24, and Williams has 2 touchdowns to Harrison's 3. So even though he doesn't have as big an average and whatnot, he's still getting some touchdowns. So you'd have to figure that one out on your own. Harrison does have some pretty good rack average, almost 8, but so does Connor. So it's like, who would you focus on? And that's what I like about the run and shoot. You don't necessarily have a primary. Of course, you have a primary guy, a guy you want to get the ball, but it's not meant to be like that. It's an offense that's meant to just go all over the place where you don't know who's going to get it. So you can't just, I'm going to shut down your main guy, because you can go ahead and shut down the main guy. There's other people to go to, because it's not a focus where, this guy has to get it. He's the main guy. We're going to try to get him 150 catches this season or anything like that. On the offensive line, yeah, you can see a bunch of sacks, especially from the left side here. I don't know if it's just because he's not good at the blocking. I'm holding the ball too long. If I run over to his side and just getting sacked. But not looking good there, not looking good from the right guard. But I think like the center guard might be because there's sometimes I'm stepping up or I might try to run and get sacked. That's happened to me a few times. But I'll try to clean that up. Defense. It's spread out with who gets the tackles here. I've been putting Mitchell, who I was able to get in a trade, and Turner in the slot, especially when I spread out to like a dime kind of package. And I was recently able to make a crazy trade. I had Logan Wilson, a linebacker from the Bengals, and this fella got hurt. He's out for 4 weeks, I think. And I have a lot of depth at middle linebacker. I just wanted to see who I could get, and I was able to get Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis and I'm not even sure if he's on here. Nolan Smith Jr. I was able to get those two guys for Logan Wilson, and I think I threw in another player so I didn't have to release anybody to fit people on the roster. And a couple of draft picks. Was able to make that trade there. So that was pretty cool. I was thinking I'm going to put this guy here, Nolan Smith Jr. I know he's like an edge rusher. Not that he's a really dominant one. I might still do that, but you could see I put him at middle linebacker because I was like, he would make a pretty good user because he's very athletic. I just got to work on his man zone skills, but if I'm using him, it doesn't matter all that much. So I was thinking, yeah, I think I'll put him there to user, and it helps out because Jelani, he's hurt, and when he comes back, I can just let the computer use him because he gets good awareness in man zone coverage. So I can have the two linebackers back. I user one that's not gifted on the stats, but gifted athletically that I could use her better. I think it works out. Pretty good on the field goals, but I'm using the traditional field goal kicking. I'm not using the new one, so that makes that a bit better. I'm not sure my longest or anything. Oh, I got a 50-yarder. Usually I thought it told you your longest, but I guess not. Been trying to kick touchbacks because I've been having too many good or just kicks returned for touchdowns on me. I forgot to look at how else the defense was doing. Mitchell's tackling for losses because I've been doing a lot of corner blitzing, nickel blitzing, as you can see, also with Turner. They probably leading my team with sacks. Yep, doing a lot of nickel blitzing there. I mean, I'm just doing different things because the way I see it is like I can't stop them. So I'm just gonna try crazy stuff. Usually a lot of different blitzes. Strange that Collins leading with interceptions. Bunting and Melton, a rookie, gets an interception, but Collins with two. I think these were in the red zone. It's good to have this guy because he could blitz, he can cover, he's pretty tall. It works out that he got a couple of picks. Deflections, 4 by the safety battle here. Davis, I just got him, so he hasn't done any of this with me. Forced fumbles, 2 by Jelani, 1 by Mitchell. Recovered battle, Murphy into Coles. It's weird that you have... Okay, there is 3. Because I was wondering, how would they have more recoveries? I do have a block. That's no safeties, no defensive touchdowns. Already looked at the kicking. Punting is kind of like a whatever, right? No inside the 20s. No coffin corner, but whatever, right? It's punting. Kick returns. These are my 2 returners. Dell has a decent average. Williams, I would expect more. He has a 98 speed and a 94 excel, but he doesn't feel really any different from Dell, and it seems like a lot of other players catch me pretty easily. Like, I'm not burning away from him. Like, you can't tell that he's that much faster than anybody. And not doing good on the punt returns either. So that's that for player stats. Let's take a look at team stats. I don't think I got any weekly awards. Ravens have total here. I think this might include kick and punt return yards. The offense, they're leading in that too. Passing, I'm way at the bottom here. You got 3, 6, 7th from the bottom. The Rams are leading it. Rushing yards might be pretty good here. Yeah. But again, 7th from the top. So pretty good running. Points per game. Chiefs with 30. I got 25. Passing touchdowns. Rams with 17. Commanders and Texans with just 3. What's going on with the Texans? They got 4-1 record. They're running the ball well, I guess. Rushing touchdowns. Tied in second with the Texans with 10. First downs. Lions worse with 41. Ravens at 92. I think it showed me it was 70, 76. Not too bad. Defense. I guess this is where it's working out, even though I can't stop anybody. I guess because, 6-minute quarters, they're not able to do as much as they could if you played longer. But lead the league, I guess, in some of these categories. Not the best pass defense, but still doing better than a lot of these. I think rushing is where it's working out because the computer just doesn't run the ball a lot, and been pretty good filling the gaps. I guess that's the one thing I'm decent at on defense is taking the linebacker and filling the gap, chasing down the running back. Not that I'm spectacular at it, but I'm pretty decent at it, doing it against the computer anyway. Coverage and consistently doing anything other than that, not so good at. But the rushing, I guess that's helping. Eagles at 65 points. Packers allowing the most at 141, and I'm taking them on. So, fantastic. Sacks. I did a thing in the beginning that said I needed 30 sacks as a team. And where am I now? At 9. So 5 more games, I should be at 18. And then 5 more games after that, I should be at 27. So then those last 2 games, I'd have to get 3 sacks to get 30 if I continue with this average. So that looks doable. Fumbles. Chiefs and Niners with 4 interceptions. 49ers and Browns with 7, and I'm up there with 6. That's pretty nice. It seems pretty crazy that I got some of these top defensive stats when I'm playing defense. It just seems as though, especially that last game against the Niners, it seemed like every drive they were able to get down and get a touchdown. Except for that last one, they went down and just got a field goal. I think their first drive, too, they had to punt. And I thought, oh, wow, I'm going to be able to stop the Niners. And then touchdown, 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 field goal. But, I guess with this team against the Niners, maybe my defense will improve as I go through these seasons and develop players and draft and free agents and what have you. Maybe I'm just being a baby. Conversions. Let's see how this is going. Third down conversion, the worst is the Browns. The best is Niners at 63%. I'm at 53. That needs to improve. Fourth downs, 2 for 2. And 2-point conversions, 1 for 1. So that's good. But those third down conversions, that needs help. Red zone efficiency, who's top notch? Seahawks at 83. The worst is Chargers at 30. I'm at 57, so my red zone needs to work there. Oh, and I keep complaining about defense, but here I go. I got the top red zone defense at 37%, just beating out the Browns. And the Colts and Texans are tied at the worst at 81%. Penalties, because when you're playing the computer, you don't get a lot of penalties. It's kind of, even against other users, you don't usually get a lot. Unless you sim. But turnover differential, well, I'm at 3. We got to definitely change that. 6 giveaways, 4 fumbles lost, 2 interceptions. I cut down the interceptions from that first game, but 2 fumbles by my running back. I think I got strip sacked a couple of times that I lost there. But good takeaways from the defense, keep me in that. And that is that. Just showing you how it's going. Not that you care. I think I'll I'll start video taping the games like next season, or if I assume I'm going to make the playoffs, I'll do it for the playoffs. But with that, stay tuned for the rebuild of the Cardinals here. And don't forget to get right with God, because you never know when your time is up. I can't say it enough. So thanks for watching and take care.